Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Today we are back with another brand new Supercard video. Now, this one is as titled and as the thumbnail really points out, attention Supercard and Supercard players. We're going to rattle off a few important things in this video. Before we do, I want you to comment down below when you think WrestleMania 37 tier is coming, because that is an important thing we're going to discuss in this video today. And of course, like it. Don't care you haven't seen anything, like that bad boy, and subscribe if you haven't already. Let's get stuck in. So the first thing I'm going to do before I even talk about any of these talking points we have to go over is just quickly open up these PvP packs. I'm not expecting anything good, but hey, it can't hurt. We got a behemoth. It's okay. Wasn't anything good. Pretty accurate there, but it wasn't bad for a plus pack. Plus, do we get a rumble? Full swarms. Nice. Training food, I guess, for that fusion event that's coming, which is going to be a talking point. Of course, Summerslams, and then our SC points real quick. We will get them. Lovely. Puts us up to 33, 34. Not bad. Setting us up for the new Money in the Bank cycle that's coming our way. Hopefully around Mania tier. Not too sure. We'll work that out together. Right, so our first talking point for this video is going to be the fact that they have officially put us on the road to WrestleMania. Now, Supercard have not given away when this tier is coming out. They've done a good job of this, and I'm happy with this because speculation leads us to believe it's going to be this date here, the 31st. No Wild Wednesday. Seems likely. They've got a couple, events going on here. This is Damian Priest. This is likely going to be Bobby Lashley, given what's just happened. Then we have a War Games and an RD. Now, no female event. So this will be the female event. Probably Sasha. Wouldn't be too bad. However, we could get a curveball and get the tier on the 17th. Now, I don't think that's going to happen. And starting the tier with the War Games, I think, is a bad idea. But we could get a curveball. Who really knows? Obviously, we have the Stone Cold event coming here, which is awesome. Happy for that. Hopefully, it lasts a little while. And then we have a WrestleMania-related event here for a daily login, for a quest. Interesting they give us that before a week before the tier actually drops. To give you what? A Rumble card that you're not going to need? I don't know. There's a few things here that Supercard have done well in terms of keeping us on our toes. The data miners, the constantly knowing of when the tier is going to drop, that's stopped now. We're kind of like, well, it could be the 31st. However, it could also be the 17th. We're going to find out together, and that's exciting. I like that. Keep that up, Supercard. There's a couple things we're going to go over in this video, and we'll do it as I'm playing and clicking along with Money in the Bank. But I would like to quickly point out, Luck of the Irish card back, 2021. Not really sure why that's there. If you do know, please comment down below and let me know. 15 days in, so it comes around, what, here? The week before Mania release? Maybe. Who knows? I still think Mania 2 will be the 31st, yes, but Luck of the Irish card back is really weird to put in, so let me know if you know why that's in there. Right, I'm just going to let my Money in the Bank pretty much autoplay here, and I'm going to rattle off a few points about what we should happen and what we need to happen for WrestleMania 37 tier and moving forward. Because we've got a few things to talk about, Supercard. First thing I want to bring up is the leaderboard events. So we've just had a Clash of Champions like a week and a bit ago. Now we're coming into a Last Man Standing next week. 2 weeks between the leaderboard events does not seem logically very smart. In my books. I mean, they do the best out of most game modes. They have the most money spent. They have the most traction played, the most time streamed, even over the weekends. So, logically, for the game modes, they should be 3 to 4 weeks apart. Maybe one at the start of a tier, one at the end of a tier. That way it keeps people playing throughout the entirety of the tier. We all know that, obviously, Rumble tiers kind of run its course, and I guess they put Clash and Last Man Standing at the end of these events to make us still want to play them. But I think spacing them out would be logically the better move, because 2 weeks to recover from the wallet damage you had, that's a bit rough if you did spend during Clash of Champions, which a few of us did. Let's be honest, we wanted that good rank Hurricane card. I will touch on the fact that the Hurricane card was a smart choice because it was the Hurricane. If they use someone like The Rock and Stone Cold, I don't think Clash gets played as much as the Hurricane. His first card in the game, a good image. A lot of people went Team Hurricane. Team Rock won. Yes, I understand that, and that's fair enough. It's The Rock. But I've seen a lot of the top streamers and a lot of the top content creators that all went for the Hurricane because it's his first card in the game and his brand new image. It's worth mentioning that the tiers do die off quite quickly with the repeated cycle of Road to Glory, Ring Domination, War Games. It just keeps going on and on and on. And I would really, really appreciate if Supercard would layer that a little bit. You don't have to necessarily bring back something like Over the Limit, because that was not the best event mode, but if you ran that coincidentally with another event, maybe we would enjoy that. give us a special over the limit for 2 weeks to get the pro of the card, and make it a Shawn Michaels card, or make it a someone who's, you know, the king of WrestleMania. Give us a card that's related to the WrestleMania event, but in another way to get that card. OTL, run it alongside of Ring Domination and Road to Glory, or alongside Giants Unleashed and Road to Glory. Just give us something else that's going to keep us playing, because playing just GU, Ring Domination, War Games, Road to Glory, rinse and repeat, it gets very, very stale. Now, I understand, obviously, they have a good selection of events in this game, but they don't run their PvP events at the start and at the end. They run them together, so leaderboard events need to really be at the start of the tier and the end of the tier, and then you can layer the rest of the events in there and give us an OTL. I mean, bring the game mode back. Maybe that's a good thing. Who knows? Maybe we want that back. We haven't had it for a while, and change is always good, right? Right? I'm going to discuss the Super Pass here. Now, I have personally no issue with the Super Pass. I think it's a great invention for the game. I think it incentivized a few people to spend a few more dollars, and if you couldn't do that, well, you can still do the free version of the Super Pass, and that's all well and good. But 5 weeks, that's a long time for a Super Pass, especially in a mobile game. Especially when we all get the quest done as soon as the week drops, pretty much. So, is 5 weeks necessary? I think personally, the first 2 weeks of the Super Pass is great, because it's fresh, it's new, and you're like, cool, I can get things out of it. They lead to collectibles, they lead to special cards, like Valentine's cards. But 5 weeks, I think, is just too long. The remaining 3 weeks, we feel is a chore. We don't feel like we're really doing what we need to, and that's really playing the game because we want to play the game. It's playing the game because, well, we need to get the Super Pass done. And that's not going to keep player retention. I think as opposed to having the Super Pass run for that extra 3 weeks, maybe bring back a Day of the Dead or an Undertaker Collectibles style event where you just pull the collectibles or the ingredients off the draft board, and that can lead towards your collectibles total. I like the idea of collectibles. I think that's a great thing for the game. But I would much prefer if you could get it off the draft board. It would, one, make people want to play the game. Because when that Liv Morgan card and that Sasha Banks card were in the Day of the Dead store, and you had a chance of getting that card from those top packs, people were playing like crazy because they wanted those cards. So they were playing PvP. They were getting 400 of those things a day and then trying to cash in. It was great. It also helps out the content creation side of things. It's important to touch the fact that content creation is what keeps a game alive as well, because it brings new eyes to the game. Necessarily, you won't always find the game just by its Twitter posts or its advertisement in the App Store. You might find it because you're on YouTube, you're a wrestling fan, you like collecting cards, and you come across one of those content creators doing it, and you're like, this looks kind of fun. Brings eyes to the game. So bringing back those collectible events helps content creators either having content and not forcing themselves to do a pretty average video, or do a series where it just isn't going to gather that much traction because no one really likes the idea of the series. It helps out the content creation as much as it helps out the actual player base who are playing the game. I can't help but feel like the Collectibles event is one of the best things they've brought out in the last season or so, but I'd really like to see it be even honed even more. And sure, people would say it might lose its touch, and it's nice to not have it because, you know, it doesn't get stale quickly, but we all love the Collectibles events. We can't lie. They're a good thing. Pulling the ingredients off the board, and then, or the currency, I guess. They were like the flowers, I think, in the Day of the Dead stuff, and then there were little Undertaker sex dolls in the Undertaker thing. But being able to get that off the board, it means you're going to play more of the game mode. It means you're going to want to play more of the game modes because, hey, I'm going to play for 4 hours today because I want to try and get a Liv Morgan Day of the Dead card. Honestly, it just seems like a logical move in my opinion. Shorten the Super Pass. Give us more collectibles. Maybe that's a good idea. Let me know what you think down below. I think the lack of women's solo events really draws a line in this game currently. We did get women's GU for Nikki Bella's WrestleMania 36 event card, and it was awesome, but it's not come back since, and that's nearly a year ago. I think that game mode should probably be a rotating game mode. Maybe once every month, once every 2 months, but I think we should really solidify the fact that it's important to cash in on certain female pros and Money in the Bank and all that kind of stuff because you need them to get the event card when you're playing events. I feel like most female pros in Money in the Bank store don't get cashed in on because they're just not that good in stats, and it's like, well, I don't really want to waste my super coins. That's not a good way to make people want to play the game and spend those super coins. They could always increase the stats of Money in the Bank cards, but then you have that issue of not everyone can play enough to get 25,000 super coins to get the Money in the Bank cards. So you increase the stat a little bit, people get angry. So what you do is you force the hand. I'm not necessarily a huge fan of forcing the hand, but if they made us have to have 6 or 7 Rumble Pros to really make sure we're in the base Rumble tier and Women's GU to get that event card, well, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. All the top tier players are going to do it. And that's usually who's going to go for those top cards in women's GU and GU because you're locked in that event anyway, which should change as well, but that's a conversation for another day. While we're touching on conversations for other days, twitch.tv/KingKitten, link in the description down below, and we have a Discord server that pops off constantly, so come through, hang out, all that kind of good jazz. I think it doesn't really matter too much if the deck itself is not doing as well as it should. If you have maybe 3 or 4 Rumble Pros and you're only base Rumble tier, as I said, and you can still get the event card, that event is going to do well because it's an underutilized event. It's not used. It's been used once in 12 months. We haven't even seen a women's War Games yet, even though we saw that deck was announced for it when that leak came out earlier. So, I don't know. I feel like bringing back a women's based event is a smart move for Wwe Supercard. It's going to make us want to play the game more. And ultimately, that's what their move is. They want us to be playing this game. They want the player retention to be up there with the player base growing as well. If there's one thing they could take from their escapades with NBA Supercard is that they took a while to bring out an event for that game and people stopped playing it. They were like, well, there's no event. I'll come back when the event plays. And then at that point, did they actually come back? I know personally I didn't, and I'm a huge NBA fan. But I'd like to see Supercard learn from that and go, okay, we didn't use women's GU for a whole year. Let's bring it back and let's run it once every 2 months, once every 3 months. Just run it so we do get it every now and then. A spicy game mode, a different game mode to what we normally get is going to do well. No matter what people say on Twitter, you're going to get the few people that go, oh my god, I hate this event. Majority of us are going to go, awesome, haven't had this for a while. Spices us up for the weekend, especially in the content creation eyes. That's important. Maybe you can edit the fact that only Rumble tier can go for the event card. Maybe in GU to be smarter to have Behemoth be able to do that. Is Behemoth just below? I think Behemoth's just below. Either way, maybe it'd be a smart idea to do that. But just slightly altering the fact that maybe you can go 1 tier above what you are to be able to get the event card would be a smart thing in terms of GU. Of course, I'd love to hear your opinions and what you guys think would really help the player base grow and keep that player retention. I know I keep saying that, and it's an important word here, but I'd love to hear what you guys think is going to continue that for the next couple seasons of Supercard. I think maybe at the end here, we might have a few little extra packs. So if you have stayed for the whole thing, thank you, 1. And then you got a few extra packs at the end here, so you get to see what we got out of them. Once again, comment down below if you have any other points that I've missed and maybe you think is a really important thing, and I'll bring them up in the next video, 100%. Right, what do we get? Let's hope it's good. It's okay. It's Gargano. Not that great. Wasn't that Am I supposed to get a Gargano there? Okay. Yeah, that one was defeated. But not all the time. Only sometimes. I'll delete these. Claim the tickets for Super Pass mission. Yes, you're right. I should. What's up, Savage? Welcome back, bro. Bam, 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 bam. Behemoth. Kevin Nash. Look, that's not terrible. If you're pretty low tier. Well, pretty low tier. If you're lower tier, it's going to help, isn't it? Bronze. Yikes. Yeah, expected that. That's pretty good. What was that pack? Jesus Christ. Wasn't that a defeated as well? Yeah, that was really bad. Ugh. Shut up, bitch. Deserved that one. Only thank you for the host. I appreciate you. Adam Cole, 64,000 or 64 mil on that one. Let's see what we get. Walter. Did I need the Walters? I don't think you need them anymore, right? If that had been a Kevin Nash, I swear to God. Thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate it. Of course, we're back with our 2 uploads per week at least. Otherwise, I'm gifting 50 subs to my own Twitch channel. So, would like to save money. So, yeah, 2 uploads per week and a couple of YouTube shorts every now and again. I'm really active on TikTok as well as Twitter, Instagram, obviously my Twitch stream, Discord, all that kind of stuff. All those links are down below. So, if you do just click on the show more, you'll see the links. Come through and hang out. I appreciate you. We're on the road to WrestleMania 37 tier, which is exciting. Hopefully, it comes a little sooner rather than later. 31st might be a bit late. Another whole month. I guess we'll see. LMS is coming up. I think we're on the road to a 24-hour stream for that too. So, unfortunately for me, that's going to be a long night. But if it's Bobby Lashley, I won't mind too much because he's a new champion and that's awesome. So, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. See ya!